I am glad to be here with you for the Ramnath Goenka Excellence in Journalism Award ceremony. These awards recognize and celebrate the best of our journalism. With this, we also honor the legacy of Ramnath Goenka, the founder of the Indian Express Group and a great icon of Indian media. He stood up for the freedom of press before independence as well as after independence. His newspaper refused to buckle during the emergency. The blank editorial it published became a telling symbol of a free press as well as a sign of hope for the restoration of democratic rights. Goenkaji's audacity was guided by the values he must have learned from our freedom movement. Many of the great leaders of the nationalist movement had taken to journalism to create awareness among the masses. Mahatma Gandhi, of course, was a journalist too. Among the many professions he made his own. His first long imprisonment in India was due to his writings in his journal, Young India. Gandhiji said, and I quote, "The sole aim of journalism should be service," unquote. Goenkaji's journalism was precisely that, is the service of fellow citizens. For Goenkaji, the idea of service was not limited to journalism only. His association with the father of the nation similarly extended to other activities too. In 1933, at a function where Gandhiji was collecting funds for horizon upliftment in first bid for a casket worth ₹15, Goenkaji stepped forward with a bid of ₹100. In 1935, when Gandhiji was re-elected as president of the Hindi Sahitya Sammelan, he said, this honor must have been due to his work of spreading Hindi in the South. He then named Sri Ramnath Goenka as one of the custodians of that mission. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of free and fair journalism for democracy cannot be overestimated. If the citizens are not well informed, the democratic process loses their very meaning. News media is called the fourth estate because it plays a vital role in a modern state. As such, all of us have stakes in the health of this sector. With that concern in mind, I would like to offer my observations about some crucial issues, hoping that these remarks will lead to further discussion. First of all, a thriving newsroom full of ideas is essential for the business of news. One of my illustrious predecessors, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, had once emphasized in this forum itself the necessity of the research wing associated with the newsroom to ensure quality and accuracy of news. It is satisfying to know that the Indian Express has a vibrant newsroom with a research team. I also feel that news gathering, which is the soul of journalism, must be strengthened. You need to devote more resources in encouraging the culture of reporting from the ground. You cannot do that unless you have a viable business model for the sustenance. Earlier, newspapers and magazines sought to offer qualitative reporting and analysis, and readers bought their copies. A sufficient number of readers meant a good platform for advertisers who subsidized the cost. In recent decades, however, this model has been replaced by many hybrid models. Their success must be measured by their effect on the quality of journalism. It is true that there are only a limited number of sources of funding the world over. It could be the state or the corporate entities or the reader. While the first two have their own advantages and limitations, the third option of keeping the reader at the center is the most preferable option. It has only one limitation. Sustaining that model seems difficult. I understand. Leading news platforms around the world have been grappling with this challenge for some time. As stakeholders, we all should work together towards creating more awareness on this issue. I believe that profitability on one hand and the responsibility to the reader are not mutually exclusive. Indeed, they can be complementary. On the issue of content creation, we hope that we will soon reach a stage when malicious content will be weeded out and the so-called post-truth will go out of currency. Technological tools are also being applied to that end. We can hasten that process with proactive campaigns to educate citizens about these pitfalls. In fact, the hazard of deepfakes and the other misuses of artificial intelligence compel us to sensitize all citizens about this critical aspect of news. The young generation in particular should be educated to spot the bias and the agenda in any form of news report or analysis. Developing that critical faculty among young minds is indispensable for the future of the nation in general too. AI, meanwhile, is disrupting the world, creating new opportunities as well as new challenges in many sectors, including journalism. Machines have already started compiling and editing reports. The day might not be far when they would be able to carry out most of the work of journalists. What they lack, however, is empathy, which will be the one ingredient that can help journalists beat AI. Journalism based on human values is not going to be extinct ever. Ladies and gentlemen, the work of today's award winners is characterized by such human values in one way or the other. It highlights their concern for fellow citizens and for those who are not in a position to speak for themselves. My congratulations to the winners. As journalism relies on teamwork, I congratulate their colleagues who contributed to their work. I am happy to know that the awards have a section on journalism in regional languages too. This will help highlight more ground reports from those regions of the country that are far from big cities. The Ramnath Goenka Awards have contributed to the process of raising the bar of excellence in Indian journalism and thus enriching the roots of our democracy. My best wishes to all of you for keeping us up the kind of journalism that matters. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.